Peace. I'm back in. I'm finna go live. I mean, get on my phone and jump on my phone and just check the live out as well, because it ain't letting me see y'all comments, but I ain't gonna even trip and worry about that. All right, y'all climb on in. Let me invite a few people in the room. And let's talk about all this stuff. All right, now what I was stating before the computer started tripping with me was that whenever you find any disease, whenever you find any virus, whenever you find any bacterial disease, whether it's a bacterium or whether it's a virus, the first thing you're going to find is a compromised mucous membrane. Right after you find that compromised mucous membrane, you're going to find a parasite, a glycoparasite that follow it. This glycoparasite eat glycoprotein. So we're going to get into it, y'all. Let me tag a few people. I ain't trying to hold y'all that long tonight, but y'all do need to get hip to this information, because again, a lot of people be in my inbox and y'all ask me the same things, you know what I'm saying? So in order for me to just answer everybody at once, let's just go over what true disease actually is, and that way everybody can get an understanding on what it is. All right. Now let me log in from my phone too if I can see y'all comments. I'm just do it this way. I have to do it the shady way. All right, so I see y'all on here. We got Elder Ruth is in the building. Corey Phillips, my brother, my elder pastor. How y'all doing? Shalom, shalom. Paul Bateman, shalom. Latina, shalom, shalom. Troy Thomas, shalom. Moshe, shalom. Y'all climb on in here. Paris Lockett, shalom. Naomi, shalom. Anna, shalom, shalom. Y'all climb on in. So look, all diseases have a compromised mucous membrane with a glycoprotein parasite that follows it. What do I mean by that? Now, y'all need y'all to write this stuff down, because, I mean, when you actually get inside the laboratories and you look inside of a microscope, you're going to start seeing microorganisms working throughout all these diseases, whether it be HIV, whether it be herpes, whether it be lupus, whether it be cancer, whether it be MS, whether it be any of these things. These are different names. If you look at them, the names are different. When you get into the definition of these things, all these things are the same exact disease. I don't care what you're talking about. Now, a lot of people is going to argue with me on this, but again, all of y'all not in the laboratories. All of y'all are not studying disease. All of y'all are not studying pathology. All of y'all are not studying none of these things that we truly studying and actually having the clinical trials and working with patients and looking at their blood and analyzing their blood and seeing what they cells in their blood are doing under a microscope. It's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing stuff, y'all. So I want to talk about how whenever you find any disease, the first thing you're going to find is that the mucous membrane has been compromised. What we mean by the mucous membrane, okay? So the mucous membrane is a layer of cells. A layer of cells that outlines the whole inner side of your body. Whether we're going to call it interstitial cell, which is a fluid that wraps around each cell in your body, or whether we call it a mucous membrane, which basically it wraps around the inside of your mouth, your esophagus, your intestines, your testicles, and the tip of the glands. Anywhere you have a gland set, you're going to find the mucous membrane. Well, what the mucous membrane is there for is literally to protect and to catch pathogens that's trying to find their way in into your skin barrier. All right. And that's why when you hear Dr. Sebi talking about healing, he always say that he held to heal and cleanse the skin. He had to heal and cleanse the mucous membrane, because that is your first line of defense inside of your body. Whether we wanted to believe it or not, from my mouth all the way down to my anus, that is still considered, y'all, external. That's not the inside of my body. That's not the inside of my body, if you actually look at it from that sense. So first thing I want to talk about is cancer. I want to talk about cancer first, y'all. If y'all got this so far, type in some nines, we get started. Now, we finna go through cancer. We're going to go through HIV. We're going to go through lupus. We're going to go through MS, which is multiple sclerosis. We're going to go all the way down to herpes, and we're going to show how all of this is the same exact disease, y'all. Just labeled with a different definition. Labeled with a different name, but the same exact definition. And that's the reason why when you come to YAH'KI Awaken, all of the healing modalities or the healing methodologies is the same thing. We're using the same exact herbs because we're fighting the same disease. They just got y'all thinking that these diseases are different things when it's not. You're dealing with a parasite that was made by a man in a man laboratory somewhere in 1860 inside Fort Detrick's military base. That's where half of this stuff coming from, and they giving it to you by way of your water supply, by way of your food, and the most way is by vaccinations, y'all. Period. So let's go on. Look, what is cancer? All right, now check this out. Y'all know that I done broke down cancer on many, many levels. Let's get very deep into what cancer is, though, but simple. Cancer is nothing but abnormal cells that divide uncontrollably to destroy body tissues. All right, these abnormal cells are called immunological cells or immune cells, what they call the immune system. All right, they call these CD4 T helper cells. All right, that's cancer. Again, it's when your CD4 T helper cells literally start producing themselves uncontrollably. All right, and then it goes into a thing called cellular mitosis, where these cells start dividing. They divide so much that they begin to destroy tissue cells. That's cancer. All right, now we're gonna get into what it is once we go through all of these. HIV. HIV is nothing but CD4 T helper cells, immune system that divide uncontrollably, and then the body dies off. So now your body is open for any type of disease. All right. Check this out. HIV is what they call an immune. Look, all of these are what you call immune deficiency syndromes. All of them, whether it's cancer, HIV, lupus, MS, herpes, syphilis, it's all talking about the immune system, right? So let's get it again. Cancer. Cancer is abnormal cells that divide uncontrollably and destroy body tissue. What are the abnormal cells? Immunological cells, or what they call T helper cells. HIV. HIV is when the T helper cells in the immune system divide uncontrollably and they start dying off and they don't reproduce themselves no more. Lupus. Lupus is when the immune system, the same T helper cells, attacks the tissue cells. Ain't all of these the same definition? MS. MS is when the immune system, the T helper cells, attacks the nervous system. What's going on here? Herpes. What is herpes? Herpes is when the immune system cells become full of a parasitic due to the mucous membrane being penetrated, and then all of a sudden you get lesions and blisters. Well, don't you get lesions and blisters with cancer? Yes, you do, especially leukemia. Don't you get lesions and blisters with HIV? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Sarcoma sarpusi or something like that. That's what they call it. Don't you get lesions when it comes to lupus? Yes, you do. Do you get lesions with MS? Certain of your nerve endings in your skin? Yes, you do. Do you get lesions with herpes? Yes, you do. All of it is the same exact virus, y'all. Now, the thing how they tricking us with, they tell you a virus is not a bacterium or a virus is not a parasite, when a virus actually is a parasite. Now, all of these things come with parasites, y'all. Now, let's break this down. Cancer. What happens with cancer is a parasite, a microorganism parasites. I even got the name of these things, y'all. These parasites enter inside of the red blood cells. When they enter inside of the red blood cells, they eat the inside of the red blood cells, and they eat something called glycoprotein. All right. Now, when they eat this glycoprotein, they have to defecate, meaning that they poop inside of the cells after they eat inside of the red blood cells and break the red blood cells down. When the red blood cell starts to break down and they done ate all the things inside the red blood cells, they poop it out. Well, what happens with the poop on side of these cells, it starts damaging the cell. All right. So when the worm get bigger and start growing, first it literally starts off, they call them germets or germets when you get into the German language. When the worms start growing, the worm bursts the cell. Well, when this cell bursts, it divides. Guess what they call it in English? They call it mitosis. All right. Now, when the cell actually busts and divides, the parasite comes from up out of the cell and then it spreads. So what does it do? It goes looking for more cells. Now, what this glycoprotein that they start eating inside the cells is called hemoglobin. That's why Dr. Sebi says in every patient that's sick, meaning that means that they're lacking iron phosphate. Well, what makes up your hemoglobin account or your red blood count? Iron phosphate, which brings the oxygen molecule throughout the body, and it gives it to each cell. So that's why Dr. Sebi kept saying that anytime he had to heal somebody, he had to give them lots of iron, because that's what the parasite is eating inside of the red blood cells. Okay. Now, when it get inside the red blood cells and start eating it, what happens to the white blood cells, which is your CD4 T helper cells, they start producing themselves at a massive rate. Now, when they start producing themselves at a massive rate, the hemoglobin or the red blood cell count goes down. Now we reproducing all these white blood cells. Now they start suffocating the red blood cells. Even though the parasites is already eating the red blood cells, they start suffocating them. Now what happens is called apoptosis. First you have cellular uncontrolled mitosis when the cell divide, because the parasites that ate the whole inside of the cell out, got all the glycoprotein, got all the hemoglobin, got all the oxygen, and got all the phytonutrients from out of the blood, all the trace minerals. It ate it up. Now it got big, it is growing, then the cell literally busts in half, right? Now when the cell busts in half, that's called cellular division, or what they call cellular mitosis. Now after that happens, the parasite runs around looking for more red blood cells to eat on. Well, now the immunological cells, or what we call the white blood cell system, step in, this thing ready to kick butt. These are your T helper cells, or what we call the CD4 cells, your T4 cells, right? Same as in HIV. Let's start thinking, look, we got to start thinking here. Let's be smart with this and let's just quit letting them tell us anything. Now, this white blood cell count start reproducing itself way too much. Now what they say, oh, you got uncontrollable white blood cells. You got leukemia. You got lymphoma. Dang, if it's in your liver, you have liver cancer. If it's in your lungs, on your mucous membrane in your lungs, you have lung cancer. So they start producing themselves so much and start destroying tissue, the dying tissue start clunking together. They call these tumors, which is nothing but accumulation, agglomerations of dead tissue cells. Now this thing start borrowing on your blood supply. Then it starts growing. Oh, now your tumors are getting bigger. But it's all from parasites, y'all. And it's all from a compromised mucous membrane, because if your mucous membrane was not compromised, the parasite would never be able to pass the blood barrier in the first place. So that's why Sabi said, wherever you find disease, you find what? Mucus. All right. Now look, let's get into HIV. HIV is where parasites drill themselves through the mucous membrane. When they drill themselves through the mucous membrane, what happens? The immunological system sends off a signal. The white CD4 T helper cells come down and start literally eating the parasites. All right. Now they say that they done ate 100 microparasitics. They eat them up. They're in the immune system. Now, what happens is they supposed to buffer off, go to the liver, and then the liver wraps them with bile and then push it to the duodenum, and it's supposed to come out. It's either supposed to come out your through your urea, which is through your urine, or through what? Your colon, or through your skin by cellular respiration and sweating. But what happens with HIV is this parasite that was made in a chemical laboratory inside of a military base. What happens to this parasite is it's smarter than that. This deal inside of the immunological cell, or what we call the CD4 T helper cell, it gets inside the cell and it starts eating the cell inside out. Then once it eats the cell inside out, the cell bursts. Well, whenever the cell bursts, in the scientific terms or in the doctor terms, they say the cell divided. Well, whenever you look up the actual chronological word, when a cell divides, they call it cellular mitosis. Now we got another cellular mitosis going on that your immunological system is not controlling. So this is called uncontrolled cellular mitosis. Now the cells break off. So what does the HIV virus do, which is nothing but a parasite? It goes through and it look for another cell. Now, when it look for another cell, it catches a ride this time. Not only does it catch a ride, but it done tapped into an RNA and it done made a DNA strand of the disease. Now it just needs a host to connect itself to. Guess how it connects itself with a host? Through glycoprotein. You see that? Look, you always gonna find a compromised mucous membrane. You always gonna find glycoprotein, and you're gonna always find a parasite that follows all these things, because it's all the same damn disease. All right. So look, it used the glycoprotein as a buffer or as a cell marker, per se, and it latches on. Soon as it latches on, guess what this parasite does? It defecates and it leaves its lysosome or its RNA inside of your DNA. Now, all of a sudden, your DNA has been compromised, and now you have HIV. All right? Notice, it's always dealing with these things, though. It's always going to deal with a penetration of the mucous membrane. It's always dealing with the eating of glycoprotein, glycophosphate protein, and then the parasites eating it follow. Now, when you get to lupus, what's going on with lupus? Lupus is the same parasite, all right, that's attacking the same immunological system of what we call white blood cells, except this time it moves in and act like herpes. It act like the hemorrhoid. This deal start attacking the nerve endings, except with herpes, it attacks the nervous system. All of these are the same disease. multiple sclerosis, HIV, full-blown AIDS, cancer, my bad, all of these things equals to full-blown AIDS. Once they go untreated or once they go uncured, these become full-blown AIDS, because the whole thing is for this biological chemical weapon to truly destroy your whole entire immunological system. Once the immunological system is entirely destroyed, they call this AIDS, meaning you have no more defense mechanisms. A common flu cold to come through and kill you. Common flu, a cough will kill you. You see that? Pneumonia will kill you. That's full-blown. All of these things equals up to full-blown AIDS. Let's talk about herpes. Whether it's chicken pox. What is that? That is the expression of what? A compromised mucous membrane due to a protein being aiding. The protein is called glycophosphate by a hemorrhage worm. Chicken pox on the skin. Smallpox. Shingles. All the chronic acne, itchy elbow disease. I wrote itchy elbow disease down. Itchy elbow disease is called dermatitis herpetiformis. Dermatitis herpes formis. All right. Then you got gingivitis. What is that? Gingivitis is herpes inside the mouth on the gums, all due to the immunological system dealing with a parasite. Then you have eczema. Eczema is actually called eczema epidermic herpetinium. Eczema epidermic herpetinium. All these are herpes, y'all, but all of it is dealing with what? A parasite that eats on what? That eats on the immunological system, gets inside of it, and divides the immunological system by way of what? Glycoprotein. So when I say protein is like killing us, I'm not making this stuff up. It really is. So if you want to heal yourself, what do you have to do? Get off the protein. I ain't saying you got to be off the protein all of your life, but you got to get off them complex proteins like glycoproteins, because that's what all these parasites are eating. Whether it be a hemorrhage worm, a fluke worm, a hook worm, a tapeworm, a germet, a oozites, a prozites, all these are actually micro parasites that grows inside of your system and eats on your glycoprotein, and then it gets inside of your immunological cells, your CD4 T helper cells, and it eat it from the inside out, or it goes inside of your red blood cells and it eat it from the inside out. And what is it eating? It's eating your phytonutrients and it's eating your oxygen. Any of these diseases, I don't care which one I just named, or any one you can talk about. You can make up a disease and you look up the definition of it. It's going to be a compromised mucous membrane that has something to do with it, and you're going to see cellular destruction or cellular mitosis, or what they call tissue degeneration associated with it, showing you that all these diseases is the same damn thing, period. All of them. You can't show me one disease that's different from the other. You can't show me one. I've been doing this for years, studying this for years. Clinical trials, hands-on trials. It's all the same thing. Soon as it manifests himself in a different part of your body, they give it a different name because it gives them a different price target market, period. That's what's going on. So how do you heal all this stuff? First thing you have to do is cleanse out the mucous membrane, y'all. Because look, the mucous membrane is the first barrier of defense. I'm not even talking about your skin. I'm talking about under the skin, where the mucous membrane at, the interstitial fluid of the cells. Cleanse that out. After that, let's start attacking the ribosome, the ribose nucleic acid. And then we can start cleansing out the deoxyribonucleic acid, which is the DNA. You have to cleanse that stuff out because the parasite likes to live in there and produce its own lysosome and then replicate its own RNA and attach to your DNA. Man, these parasites are some smart little devils, y'all. Very smart. And half of them you can't see because they're microorganisms. Half of them. Now, look, I actually wrote down the names that they call them. See, the thing, this is how they hide the stuff from us. They put this shit, they name the shit different names, y'all. I wrote them down. All right, check this out. These parasites are called, in the so-called English term, they're called cell intrinsic organelles. Look it up. Cells intrinsic organelles. These are nothing but damn micro parasites, y'all. They call it cells intrinsic organelles. Now, you know how I keep talking about the word apoptosis, when the cell actually kills itself because the cell have divided too many times and they don't think it can replicate again, so it kills itself. It commits cellular death. This is done by a parasite. Guess what this parasite is called in English? It's called apoptic vacuoles. Apoptic vacuoles. Look the stuff up. Now, the actual German word for these parasites are called euforms. So you have something called the venesis, the parasite, the vitovenesis. I mean, look, I got all the names down here written down, y'all. I've been just studying and looking up this stuff. They call them macrophages, which hides in the basal membrane. All of these are parasites. Cancer is a parasite that eats off glycoprotein that destroys the immune system. AIDS, HIV, herpes, all these are parasites. The hemith worm, the fluke worm, the hookworm, the tapeworm. All of these are damn worms. They are worms. And the only way they can get inside of your body and mess with your DNA and mess with your cells if your mucous membrane is compromised. So everybody asking, well, Yah'Ki, how do you be healing people? How do you be doing this? How is you getting all these healing testimonies? Because I understand that right now. I understand what we just talked about and what I do when I heal. The first thing we do is cleanse the mucous membrane. You have to cleanse the mucous membrane. Cleanse out the digestive tract, because guess where most of your mucous membrane is at? Is in your digestive system. Cleanse the skin. You have to cleanse the skin. Herpes is a skin disease. You're dealing with the derm there. That's a skin disease. That's why a condom and still catch it, because it's skin. Thigh to thigh, you will catch it. Lips to lips, you will catch it. These are parasites that live inside of the nervous system. Huh? Itchy elbow is herpes. Eczema. If you got eczema and your child have eczema and they had eczema since they was born, they got the herpes from you. Most of us been having herpes before we even had sex. A lot of us, especially in St. Louis, caught this shit when we was 2 years old through the zoster vaccine. This stuff was given to us through vaccinations, y'all. It is a diabolical plot on us, and they're trying to control depopulation and kill everybody off. So they sit around in military-based laboratories and they create deadly vaccines, and then they give it to you. And if you don't, now look, everybody woke now, so they're like, look, they ain't gonna get it through the vaccines. People ain't taking it no more. Let's put it in the food. Let's put it in the water. Let's put a little bit of mercury there too, and some aluminum. Let's put all types of barium in there too, because what these worms do is they hide behind metals. They get inside your nervous system and they hide behind metals. They get in, they enter inside your cells and they hide behind metals. They hide behind gases. They hide behind certain cellular respirations. That's what they do. And when you look these things under a microscope, you see them moving. Why the doctors is not talking about this stuff? Huh? They got y'all thinking herpes is truly just a skin disease, a virus that you can't get rid of. It's a damn parasite. Y'all see on my Facebook when people is getting rid of the herpes virus, all the parasites they pooping in, they pooping out, and that's coming from their system. Huh? Y'all seen what Sister Raina, may the Most High bless and have mercy on her soul, when she was getting rid of all that cancer, all them parasites that was coming from her system. Y'all seeing this? No matter what disease it is, parasites are coming from the system, showing you that all these things was caused by microorganisms. And then look, you see when the cell busts with any of these, when the cellular mitosis take place and the cells start dying, they have to go and they get a part of the interstitial fluid. This gets swept to the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system take it and then it take it out through your urine. Well, whenever this thing, I'm gonna show y'all this next week, y'all. It's gonna blow your mind. Whenever these cells literally defecate and then they explode, or what we call apoptosis, and they die off, all of them go towards. Look, they use gravity and go towards the mucous membrane to get picked up and taken off. But then you see these little bitty black things that just come back to life and they start swimming upstream. Huh? That's a parasite. How is it swimming upstream and going inside another cell? You see them wagging on the outside of the cells looking for another one. You see them growing. They have something called stick worms, string worms. Look, it's so many of them that causes cancer. The doctors ain't even named all of them yet. Right now, they just call them stick worms, and they call them stick worms and string worms. But all of these things are parasitics, y'all. So we have to stay on a parasite elimination cleanse, whether you buying it from me or somebody else, or you making your own. You need to be on a parasite elimination all your life, dealing with this atmosphere, dealing with this water, dealing with the stuff we breathing in, the chemtrails, the GMO foods. I mean, you need to be on a parasite elimination all your life. Blood cleansers. You need to be on a blood cleanser at least 1 week out of the month. I mean, this is the only way we gonna literally stay healthier. We got to stay cleansing, because just by breathing, you breathing in acidosis. All the acid rain that's been coming down. Man, look, the world is becoming crazy, y'all. It's becoming crazy. Found it just listening to all this bull crap and propaganda they giving us, and we don't even know how to heal our own bodies and don't even know what's going on with our own bodies. Yes, all diseases, you will find a compromised mucous membrane with a glycoprotein parasite that follow it. That's if you get rid of the protein, the parasites don't have nothing to eat off of and they die. Well, before a parasite die, they'll rather come up out of your body. You start seeing them come up out of your nose, your eyes, your mouth, your anus. We done had people skin open and parasites come out of there. I mean, it's amazing of what you will see when you truly, truly start healing your body. What do they hate? They hate protein. What's the best thing to get rid of protein? Go alkaline. Go raw. A raw diet. Get you in simple amino acids, not complex amino acid structures, because these are the things that these parasitics live off of. There is no disease you can name right now that don't have a parasitic attached to it. And if you can, you lying and you ain't been doing no research and you sure ain't been in the laboratories. Period. Period. It's time to change up our diets, y'all. All these diseases, the same thing. The same way we out here getting rid of HIV, getting rid of herpes. Look, it's all the same systems. You're taking the exact same herbs. That's how you know it's the same stuff. Ain't none of our herbs changed. None of them. It's the same system we go to. Huh? Anybody that come to me, whether you got HIV, whether you got lupus, whether you got multiple sclerosis, whether you got syphilis, whether you got herpes, what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell you to do what? Get my amino acid therapeutic package, because we're battling and fighting the same disease. Now, some I might have to cleanse a little deeper than others, but look, it's the same approach and the same methodology, y'all. The same thing, because, again, they the same thing, man. They are. So this just for all the people that keep asking me the same questions over and over again. I'm not mad at y'all. I just feel like I teach this enough that y'all should like understand it now. And I know it's new information and it sounds crazy, but look, I ain't the only one saying this. Sabi said the same thing. Sabi said the same thing. He said the same exact thing. Hippocrates said the same exact thing. Same exact thing. German Gillo said the same exact thing. You see that? When you start reaching all the way back and you going back to the ancient healing of the Egyptians and the Epirus, or what they call Hebrew, they said the same exact thing. It's all the compromising of the mucous membrane with a glycoprotein, and this glycoprotein is feeding parasites or parasitics. That's it. When you get into the Gnostic Gospels and you start really getting into the Nazarene Gospels, they said the same thing. You know what they call demons? They call them parasites. Parasites, a parasitic. Period. Now, if y'all got any questions so far, y'all can ask them. I truly hope y'all understand that. I wasn't trying to be on here alone today. I'm just really trying to explain that to y'all. I got some things coming up that I want to show y'all, but like I just be seeing we be having hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of emails and phone calls, and I'm trying to tell y'all that, look, this stuff is the same exact thing. And it's all made to suppress your immunological system, to literally kill your immune system. And then once it kills your immune system, now any other virus that follow after that kills you. That's why y'all constantly keep saying, if you have stage 4 cancer and you go get tested for HIV, you will always be positive. Why? Because your CD4 T helper cells, your immunological cells, are way down. That's the indication that you are HIV positive. That's why they tell you people that are susceptible to herpes are way more susceptible to HIV. You have a better chance of catching HIV with herpes than catching HIV without herpes. Why not? How is that? Because they are the same damn thing. Period. And that's why everybody be having their pennies up a bunch about these diseases. And they be like, well, Yahki, you're so insensitive. I'm not insensitive. It's just so simple of healing these things. And I know that they all the same thing. Y'all been hoodwinked and been bamboozled. Family, I was hoodwinked and bamboozled before too, family. I was. But I'm here trying to wake y'all up because I love y'all. Quit letting them scare y'all to death, literally. It's all the same thing, and it can be healed. It can be healed. It can be healed, y'all. It can. I done seen it with my own eyes. My own eyes. I done seen it. It can be healed. Quit letting them scare y'all half to death. Letting them take out your lymph nodes. Letting them hack off your breasts. Take off your legs. Take out your parts. Take out your kidneys. Get your brain surgery. Trying to take out tumors. You shrink tumors. You don't take them out. You shrink them. You shrink them. If the body was made for surgery, and made for your body to open up, look, Yahweh would have created it with a damn zipper on it. Do your body have a zipper on it? No, it don't. So why are we letting these people go inside of us and take things out of our bodies? It makes no sense whatsoever. We have to look, when it comes to healing, we making it too complex. We making it way too complex, family. Just slow down, breathe a little bit, and then think common sense. Just think common sense wise, think logically. You be like, hold on. They weren't dealing with none of this stuff thousands of years ago. How the hell am I dealing with it now? They weren't doing surgery thousands of years. How was they getting rid of polio and all that thousands of years ago? The bubonic plague thousands of years ago. They weren't doing surgery and they weren't taking medicine. They was taking herbs, y'all. Herbs. Do you know why? Because herbs can get to the DNA faster than any other medical utensil, medical alternative, whatever you want to call it. Herbs, plants will get to any cell and change your DNA better than any other alternative medicine there is on planet Earth. Plants. And you know why? Because you are made with plants. You are made. Look, your biological structure in a plant is the exact same. The only difference is you have iron in your blood and a plant have magnesium in its blood. That's it. That's it. They call their blood chlorophyll, or they melanin, they call it chlorophyll. You call your melanin carbon. That's it. Other than that, the same thing. They breathe in carbon dioxide and breathe out oxygen. You breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. Other than that, the same exact things. You know what plants do? They walk, they talk, they move, they have sex, and they communicate just like you. Trees too. Look it up. They even move. Every 4 years, a tree move an inch. Look this stuff up. They even have sex. They eat. They dance when the wind blows. They do everything like you. And they got exactly what you need to make up or to revitalize your biochemical makeup, y'all, and reach you on a DNA or RNA structure. So, okay, if HIV changes your DNA, well, let's reach inside the DNA and repair it. We can do that with simple herbs: cat's claw, guaco, palo guaco, pavana, hydrangea root. I mean, we can keep going. These are the type of herbs that literally gets inside the DNA, rinse it clean, and take out all the stuff that don't need to be there and repair the DNA. All right, so remember, pay attention to the mucous membrane. Get herbs that heal the mucous membrane, always heal the digestive system, clean up the blood, clean up the interstitial fluid of the cells, get inside that cell, replace and cleanse that DNA. Get rid of that DNA, and then start working on every organ in the body. It's literally that simple. And the best way is to go alkaline, not vegan, alkaline. All right, because there's some bad vegan food out here. It's vegan food that's worse than eating meat, y'all. Literally. It's vegan food worse than eating meat. You look at some of the back of these vegan foods, you be like, I should have stayed on the meat. Shoot. I'm eating the same thing for real, just without the protein. It's neuron transmitters in there that come from a lot of, I mean, once you really start, so the best way is to be plant-based vegan, or what we call alkaline, alkalization. All right, y'all got any questions so far? I hope I'm getting through to y'all, and I'm not yelling at y'all. I just love y'all, and I'm passionate about what I be talking about. And look, I've been telling y'all that all these diseases was protein-led and parasite-fed for about, going on 4 years now. Now everybody, when you start looking at the doctors, it's ironically, everybody is now coming out with the same thing. When I've been saying this stuff for years now, they finally telling the truth. I don't know if it's because we've been blasting on their butts for so long now, and everybody is waking up to it now, but now you finally can find articles on these things. Now it's finally out there in the open, and you ain't got to go to libraries and search or sneak off and go to laboratories and look at the cellular cultures and how they move and interact with other different bloods and viruses. This stuff is literally, it's articles on this stuff, y'all. And I actually got some printed out for y'all. It's literally articles on this stuff. Check this out. Let me find it. It's literally articles on this stuff, y'all. Check this out. Cancer. Cancer is a micro-parasite infection. Y'all see that? Cancer is a micro-parasite infection. I'm talking about give you the name of them and everything. Hold on. I ain't done. I ain't done. This talking about hemoglobin parasite eaters that eat your hemoglobin. I'm not done. And this talking about sickle cells, because what sickle cells is a parasite that burrows itself inside of your red blood cells and it eat all your oxygen. When it eat all your oxygen, the oxygen sickle or that iron that fall off that red blood cells, and then the blood cell become like a sickle. It's supposed to look like an octagon, but once that parasite eats that oxygen up out of the red blood cells and eat that hemoglobin, it literally breaks itself off and look like a sickle. This is what they call sickle cells. Look, guess what it's caused by? A parasite that's eating glycoprotein. Diabetes. Parasites inside of the pancreas that have compromised the mucous membrane that eats glycoprotein, that mess with your insulin, and it mess with your glycagon sugar. No, look, all of these are parasitics made in the laboratory, y'all. Made in the laboratory. Man, it's mind-blowing when you really start thinking about this stuff. What we got here? Look, fighting parasites. Fighting parasites to unleash the dormant virus. This talking about how herpes is a parasite. Look, they finally coming up with this stuff, y'all. They finally coming up with it. I've been talking about this for years. They finally figuring it out, or they finally just being truthful with what it is. I don't know what you call it. This talking about it. And we're going to read a lot of this stuff Thursday or next Tuesday. And I want to show y'all a video I can show y'all how this stuff is straight moving under microscopes. And it's all the same thing. It's all the same thing, y'all. All the same exact thing. Man, this is crazy. I got some more. I just don't know where I put them at. I got a messy desk over here, y'all, so forgive me. But anyways, y'all got any questions, and I'll answer those and we can get up out of here. And y'all make sure y'all like and y'all share this video. All right, y'all can start asking any questions y'all need to ask, and I'm answering them. Waiting on y'all. I got about 10 more minutes. I just really wanted to get in. And look, if y'all understand everything I just said, please type in some nines. Make sure we got some understanding on that. There is no difference, y'all. It's all the same thing. Look up the definitions of all these diseases. I'm telling you, it'll blow your mind. They are damn liars. These are devils, y'all. The last time I was in the hospital, the papers had a list of natural herbs that could help. I was shocked. Was so happy they even mentioned them, but they still wanted to take my gallbladder. LOL. Hey, that's what they do. That's what they do. And look, everybody is on the health care because health is what's in, y'all. Ain't nobody trying to get out here and die. Everybody want to live forever. So health is big business now, and that's why they're getting sharing so many GMO herbs like comfrey, like Goldenseal, peppermint. I mean, all these fake herbs out here that's just fake and GMO, and that literally you will feel like echinacea. These things will feel like that you healing from them, but the modality and the blowback from them be so acidic, it's crazy. All these fake things, but Most High ain't. I got a list over 500 herbs that are not even real, that a lot of people are taking, or that a lot of these so-called herbalists, these Googleites, out here Googling, getting scholarships from Google and calling yourself an herbalist when you're not, giving people all types of fake stuff, black corn pepper, and just all types of fake herbs that Yahweh didn't even create. These things was created in Highland and in Poland inside of laboratories. And most of these vaccines and most of these diseases and viruses, all viruses. Now, it's a lot of disease that's naturally. Like, for instance, chlamydia. Chlamydia is a gonorrhea. These are natural diseases. These are natural venereal diseases. Come from you swapping DNA and mixing and bacteriums. But when we come talking about parasites and viruses, these things are man-made. You can't show me one virus that's natural. There is not one virus known to mankind that's natural that Yahweh made. All of them was man-made in laboratories, y'all, between 1860 and 1870. And then they start pushing it hard in the mid-70s and 80s. Notice when the HIV epidemic broke out. Notice when the coronavirus really broke out. I ain't talking about now. I'm talking about way back then when herpes broke out. The Tuskegee experiment. I mean, when you start looking up especially what they did to St. Louis in 1942. Look, man, these people are evil, y'all. They made these diseases. They made this. God ain't make this stuff. This stuff was made in laboratories on military bases by your damn government. These are facts, y'all. I got the facts. I'm not spitting stuff out of my butt, y'all. These are scientific facts, government facts. They put it out there in the papers because they don't give a damn, because they know you ain't going to read it. They know you ain't going to do the research. I need some more oregano oil or something stronger. I really need to get what you can. Still battling. Yahki, my brother. Shalom, shalom, alaikum, brother. I got you, brother. Get at me. We'll get you together. We most definitely get you together. Repair lung from smoking. If you're Ebony, hold on, let me answer this schizophrenia one first. Natural school cures for schizophrenia. That's parasites. I'm gonna call hookworms in the brain. Hookworms in the brain. They usually mess with the cerebellum, or what they call the reptilian brain. The best way to get rid of those is get you some ginkgo berries. You're gonna stick with the berries because what you got to do is you got to start draining the not the lymphatic but the glymphatic system, which is the draining of the brain. And then you're gonna have to you got to rebuild that mucous membrane of the brain. And look, get on berries, ginkgo berries, Sao Paulo berries, juniper berries. Get your berry game up, mix that with some rosemary, and really start taking that, and that'll start cleansing your brain out and getting rid of them parasites. And it literally will get your mucosa membrane system back strengthened again. But you're gonna have to drain that brain. And once you drain that brain, you see all that mucus leave that brain, you will see that you don't have schizophrenia no more. You see, they don't have all these brain biological so-called diseases no more. All these things is compromised mucus and parasites in your brains. So don't be surprised if you have a few hookworms and flukeworms coming out of your nose too. Because another person who was dealing with a brain disease, they had a lot of hookworms and flukeworms coming out of their nose. Their nose used to itch real bad. I mean, their nose, and they all used to come, Yahki, my nose won't stop itching. My nose won't, I done scratched it raw, And that third week, worms started coming out of their nose. So make sure you watch out for that. But for real, if you want to get at me, I advise you to get my brain, nerve, and adrenal. Get on my website and buy my brain, nerve, and adrenal and really cleanse that brain out. And you will see that schizophrenia, what they call spirits, which is nothing but a chemical imbalance inside your brain, it will leave. All right, it will leave. Hold on, y'all. Okay, then we had lung repair from smoking. Lung repair from smoking. When you get to the mucous membrane cover is mostly inside of your duodenum intestines with your small intestines, but the major part is in fact your lungs. So that's a compromised mucous membrane as well. So the best thing to do with that is cleanse your lungs. What you need is coat foot. You need coat's foot. You need mullein. You need licorice root. All right, now if you got high blood pressure, watch out for the licorice root because it will stroke you out. You know what I'm saying? So if you got high blood pressure, do it real slow. Or you can holler at me and get my Astringent X. My Astringent X tincture and my lung and tar remover will cleanse your lungs very, very good. We be having people hawking up all types of stuff with that. So go on my website, my Astringent X tincture, and get my lung and tar remover. That's real good for your lungs. It'll cleanse it out. And then get a blood purifier too, because most of your blood, just like it passes through your heart and your kidneys, it passes through your lungs just as much too. So most definitely cleanse your blood too, because the only way you breathe is from the air that you breathe in from the inside, from the outside in, and then that oxygen truly goes inside of the bloodstream, and then that bloodstream picks up on the molecule iron phosphate, and then it distributes oxygen throughout the whole entire body by way of your lungs. So you most definitely got to get them lungs together, because without the lungs, you can't breathe nor your cells, and you can't convert anything into adenosine triphosphate, meaning you won't get any energy. So most definitely get my lung tar remover and get my lung tar remover, my Astringent X tincture, and a blood purifier from off my website. Can we get that list? Pamela Boykins, what list are you talking about, Queen? Huh? Not just the government, also universities. Yeah, Yana, but look, the universities are part of the government. So you think panel, but you want to come here too. Look, I got a whole look, this seminar that I'm finna be holding in June in St. Louis, y'all. I'm breaking the can, what they call them whistleblowers. I'm blowing the damn whistle. I'm telling on all they thieving, lying, murderous asses. I'm telling on all of them, straight up. But yeah, you sure right. But remember, these universities are ran by these doctors, and these doctors are ran by the government. It's all by Rockefeller and them. They started all these pharmaceutical companies, the hospitals, I mean everything, big pharma, all the way down to the universities. All these are funded upon them. All these are funded and backed by them and the government. So yeah, all of them. Great Britain, how they took over the Congo. Man, look. These people are wicked, y'all. It's so wicked that it still blows my mind, and more. I mean, it's like it goes deeper and deep. It'll have you going crazy. And like, look, this stuff is no conspiracy. This stuff is real stuff, man. Yes, the government is the devil. Right, been out for years. All right. Well, going alkaline caused me to lose a lot of muscle mass. Stephen Mentor, yes, it will at first, but you will be able to rebuild it back up. You will lose a lot of muscle mass at first because all that muscle is built off of glycoproteins. It's all proteins building your muscle mass. But you can build the same muscle mass and get it even tighter with simple amino acids from fruits and from vegetables. So you'll lose a lot of muscle mass at first, but you will build all that back up during your rebuilding, your revitalizing process. But you will lose it at first because the body's going to get rid of anything that's fake, anything that's foreign, and anything that's weak. And most likely the muscle that you got is fake and weak from the foods you've been eating, especially from the proteins and the neurotransmitters from animals. You know what I'm saying? We don't need that proteins to build our biological structure. We need light code frequency proteins, or what we call simple amino acids, and simple sugars, or what we call monosaccharides, not polysaccharides. You get them from fruits and vegetables and grains, of course, too. All right, what else we got? They are diabolical. Yes, they are. Sipping Dr. Sebi's Bromine's powder with honey. Now going back to the basics. That's what's up. That's what's up. I actually got my bromine. My bromine's pretty good too. I got something called the 4 elements I got, which was inspired by Dr. Sebi, which is literally phosphates, carbonates, iodines, and bromines. Very good, and it will build the body back up. The bromines come from the sea. The iodine come from the sea. These are your sea vegetables, your kelps, your dosei, your sea moss, or what they call your Irish moss. I mean, all of these things is full of bromines, and these things are full of calcium as well. And calcium is one of the main minerals that utilizes every other mineral in your body, and it slows down acidosis too. So you need calcium, family. But if you have thyroid problems like Graves' disease and hyperthyroidism and stuff like that, before you start taking granules and stuff like that, holler at me. But all that stuff is on my website. Get my thyroid and parathyroid tea, get some of my sea moss and my foundation 4s, and hook your thyroid up. All right. Shalom, brother. Most High Christ bless. I sent you my eyes. No, I got your eyes, brother, and I got your payment. One of the staff should have reached out to you today and told you I haven't done in 2 days. I got them. I looked at them. I'm gonna get on that tomorrow. Bro, been inbox you so we can meet up again and handle that business. Let's work. I got you, brother. All right, let's see. Christine Gals. What about Goldenseal? Goldenseal is GMO and is not alkaline at all. If you actually test Goldenseal, it's like 5.3 on a potential hydrogen scale, on a pH scale. So it is acid. Goldenseal will cleanse you just like garlic will cleanse you, but it will leave an acidic burn on your body. So what we look at when you're looking at things, you must look at the alkaline and the so anything you eat is either acid binding or acid forming. These are the ashes that it leave back after your body go through a metabolic process. Goldenseal, once Goldenseal goes and enter that DNA, it leaves an acidic ash on the cell, meaning it's GMO. Because the Most High Yahweh did not create anything to be acid. Everything he created was in an alkalinity state, y'all. So no Goldenseal. No Goldenseal. All right. What if the half moon isn't showing on your nails? That means you lacking calcium, you lacking selenium, and you lacking yttrium. Calcium, selenium, and yttrium. You need to get my biomineral balance. My biomineral balance, which is on my website. And I think it's like $50 right now. Cop that. That'll get your nails back. Your nails back good. How about type 2 diabetes? You most definitely need to cleanse out that pancreas, and you need to cleanse out your hypothalamus gland. That's what causes type 2 diabetes. And you most definitely got a couple of fluke worms inside that pancreas. And you need to start really converting more glucose. And that means you got a lot of glycogen stored up. So we got to look at that liver too and make sure you ain't got a lot of fatty acids on there. And that liver is giving you the right chemical amino acid structures you need to convert that fat into sugar again, or convert all that sugar into fat when you need it. So you need to be most definitely checking your basal temperature, seeing what type of heat that your liver is getting off. You need to cleanse out them. Matter of fact, look, go on my website. I got something called the Diabetes Reversal Package. The Diabetes Reversal Package. It'll get rid of that for you. But you're going to have to eat right. You're going to have to eat right. Your sugar might go up high because I'm going to put you on an all-fruit diet, but you're going to see once them flavonoids and them riboflavonoids start cleansing out all of that fake sugar and cleansing out all of that bad insulin from that pancreas, getting rid of them fluke worms and stuff, you will see that your sugar will start literally leveling itself out, and your insulin will start leveling itself out, and then your glycogen and your insulin will be leveled out. It won't be like this all day, making that pancreas and making that hypothalamus gland so weak. All right? Thyroid. Kier, whenever you're dealing with the thyroid is dealing with bromines and aldines. You need to be looking towards the sea. What's wrong with your thyroid? You need to be checking your basal temperature. Put you a thermometer up under them temperatures and check each size, because remember, you're a bilateral being. You have two sides to you. You got two arms, so meaning you got two blood pressures. You see what I'm saying? You got two brains. You got the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere. So you have to check both sides. You got two kidneys. You know what I'm saying? Two adrenals. So you must check your blood pressure on both sides and check your basal temperatures on both sides. Once you check your basal temperatures on both sides, you need to start looking. Is you gaining weight? Is you losing weight? Or you metabolizing right? Is your food coming out still whole and not completely broken down? Is you depressed all the time? All these literally signifies the thyroid is being hyper or hypo. Now, we got to realize if it's overactive, we're going to have to bring it down, you know? We're going to have to most definitely use some horsetail. We're going to have to use some wild yam root. But if we need to bring it up, we need to put berries on there and put iodine on there. Get you a lot of iodine in there. Get you a lot of calcium, zinc, and copper inside your body. The best way to do that, again, is to buy my thyroid and parathyroid tincture, which is on my website. Get you some of that raw sea moss and get my my 4 elements. That'll hook that up. But first, you really do need to check and see if it's hypo or is it hyper. Again, I'll be able to know that by your basal temperature. Take your temperatures and send them to me, and we'll check you out. All right. List of herbs. List of fake herbs. I'm going to do that in one of my lessons. Pamela. YAH'KI, I've been suffering with an abscess for about 3 months. It says, I've had the medication, and I had several extractions, but the abscess continues to be a problem. Even with the medication, swelling and numbness around the area. Please help me with any suggestions. Whenever you're dealing with an abscess, what you're dealing with the abscess, you're dealing with buildup and agglomeration of mucus, of dead tissue cells, of dead skin cells, and dead blood cells. An abscess is nothing but an ultraviolet tumor. Tumors form on the inside, but an abscess is a tumor that grows on the outside, or what they call the epidermis, or the exterior of your skin. I bet you if you pop it right now, it'll be nothing but stinky pus and acid that comes from it, and then you'll see just a little blood. So that's dealing with the lymphatic system. Whenever you're dealing with abscesses, that means your lymphatic system is stagnated. Well, let's go to the root cause. What will cause your lymphatic system to be backed up? Acidosis and kidneys that's not functioning. You need to get you a renal test. I bet you if you get a renal test and you check the potassium and the sodium and the filtration of your kidneys and the creatinine or the carotene of your kidneys, I bet you that they very high and your kidneys are not functioning properly, meaning that you're not eliminating metabolic waste, or you're not eliminating lymphatic fluid properly. Once you start cleansing and eliminating the lymphatic fluid properly, then you will see that that abscess will go away. You won't have the abscess no more. If my brother Pastor Corey's still on here, he had an abscess on his back that went all the way down because he changed his diet to an all alkaline diet, right? Then he went on a water fast for like 21 days or something like that, just water and soup, a liquid fast. Then he got a hold of my lymphatic tinctures and my lymphatic capsules. So go on the website, get you some lymphatic capsules, lymphatic stem capsules. Go on the website and get you a lymphatic tincture. Buy the whole lymphatic line, even a tonic. Start taking that, and look, most definitely get them kidneys open up and moving. Get you an intercellular cleanse to open up them kidneys and get it filtering, and you will see that abscess leave. Now, sometimes that abscess grow and it busts. If it busts, let it bust. Just make sure you go to the doctor. This is a good time to go to the doctor because you don't want it to get infected. Have them cleanse all that stuff out. Put them some gauze in there. Do not take their antibiotics because the antibiotics is going to kill all the good bacterium, the biobifidum bacteria that's inside your lymph nodes that's going to keep eating acids. That's the reason for good bacteria inside your body. It actually eats acidosis. So don't take their antibiotics, because anti means against, biotic means life. It's against life. It'll kill you. What you're going to do is you're going to holler at me, and I'm going to give you my black walnut hull mixture, and that's going to be a probiotic, which means it's going to kill all the infections that's inside of you that's causing that abscess in the first place due to a compromised mucous membrane and a stagnant lymphatic system. And look, you will see that, man, that abscess will go away. Again, just holler at Pastor Corey on there. Man, he getting on his health thing, and he doing his thing too. You know what I'm saying? Pretty proud of my brother. He learning this thing, and hey, he willing and dealing with it. So, and you will see that he got pictures on his page where he actually have had his abscess, and it's not even there no more because he changed his diet, he changed his lifestyle, and he came and he got some herbs from me, and I can provide you with them same exact herbs. All right. What would you recommend if you want to just cleanse the body, period? If you want to just cleanse the body, period, what I recommend is you do a week 1 and 2 amino acid therapeutic package, which is on my website. It's called the week 1 and 2 amino acid therapeutic package. We hit the kidneys, we hit the lymphatic system, we hit the adrenal glands to keep the energy up. We cleanse the brain, we cleanse the blood, and we truly cleanse 150 trillion cells inside of your body from the inside out, and we realign and reconstruct your DNA. That'll be the amino acid therapeutic package. That's very good for you, and that'll give you a total body cleanse. If you want to go the cheat route, just stick with the lymphatic system, stick with the blood, and stick with the kidneys. That would be the parasite elimination. That'll be the lymphatic stem capsules and the intercellular cleanse. Them 3. That'll be a basic cleanse. That'll do you real good. You will start feeling the effects of that within 2 days. All right. 23 years old. No obvious ailments. What products do you recommend I buy from your website? Trey Lang, I just said it too. So the same question I just answered from the brother Lemdia Thompson. I think I said that name right. I recommend the same thing. All right. Dr. Sebi, honey is not advocated. So I want to put that out there too. Manuka honey, I eat Manuka honey. Manuka honey is very good for you. It's not vegan, but it is plant-based. So technically, I couldn't call myself a vegan because that is something produced by an insect that I do eat. I don't eat meat whatsoever. I don't eat complex proteins whatsoever, but I will get down on some honey. Now, Dr. Sebi did not recommend honey. He said that it actually breaks down the immunological system. I have been in the laboratories and I have yet to see that. Maybe he was talking about a different brand of honey, but I seen with Manuka honey, it actually builds the immunological system. You cells that was divided and mucous membranes that was compromised that actually grows back together with Manuka honey. And I seen it combat and fight cancer. So I'm not never disagreeing with him. He's a great teacher, but I'm just saying I haven't seen that in my studies, in my hand on clinical trials yet. So Manuka honey is in for me. So technically I can't call myself vegan, but I can call myself a plant-based eater. That's what I am. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all for honey. All right, what else we got? Let's see. Thanks. You skipped me. Berlinda, what did you ask? Berlinda Robinson, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to skip you. What did you ask? Let me go back up, y'all. Hold on for your family. Hold on for Belinda, y'all. Let me see what she asked. Let me climb back up in this deal. Belinda. You might have to react it because I don't see you nowhere up in her. Yeah, you have to react to that question, Queen. I don't see you. Bang. Answered all that. Yeah, I seen that. My website is www.yahkiawaken.com. YHKIAWAKENED.com. It's actually in my description. In my description on this video, y'all. Answer the one with thyroid. Answer the one with that. Bang. What we down to? Thanks. You skipped me. Reaction question. How can I take your classes? My classes won't be starting until July. After July, I got a book that I'm trying to release in July too, called The Manifestation. We Are Gods in the Flesh. One of the dopest books I'm writing, man. It's kind of probably one of the most dopest books in history, y'all. And I'm not bigging myself up because it's me. I mean, I'm literally exposing all the secrets of the government, showing and proving that the black man is in fact God, black man and black woman is in fact gods in the flesh, with God on earth, and how we are so wonderfully and creatively made differently from everybody, and just how to truly heal our mind, body, and soul and spirit. So that's gonna be a good book. Can't wait till that get done. Can you talk about the all-purpose vitamins on your site? The all-purpose vitamins on my sites are exactly what they are, all-purpose vital minerals. It's comprised with all the vital minerals you need and the revitalization that you need. So it sends a lot of iron, phosphate, and oxygen throughout the body, but it rebuilds too. It's mixed with bromides, it's mixed with iodines, it's mixed with carbonates and phosphates all put together. And it most definitely helps you with cellular respiration and helps bring energy back to the blood cells. So the vitamin minerals is very good for you. You can take it by capsule. We do by capsules because a lot of people hate our teas because our teas are so bitter. You know, I'm a bitter bark guy. So that's what that do for you. So if you feeling like you got aches and joint pains, that'll really help you out, especially if you add some sea moss to it. Loss of skin pigmentation. Loss of skin pigmentation is a loss of melanin. That means you're literally lacking carbon inside your body due to the lack of oxygen. So you need to get my iron phosphate tinctures, and you need to go on an all red and black berry diet. Strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, usually literally things that's dark in pigmentations when you eat your foods, and dark leafy greens to get all of them the melanin up out of the foods, or what we call carbon up out of the food. And you need to cleanse your derma too, and you need to cleanse your mucous membrane. And you see, once you start getting oxygen back into the body, you'll start seeing melanin start getting put back into the skin elsewhere. Notice a lot of people a lot of women that become pregnant get blotches in their skin, and notice they form a black line up their stomach on a pregnant belly. That black line is a melanin strip. Notice when they start getting that black dark line on their belly, that melanin strip, which literally is bringing phytonutrients to the umbilical cord to the baby, they start getting them pigments and them light spots too. So it's showing you that melanin is needed elsewhere in your body, or carbon is needed elsewhere in your body due to the lack of oxygen. So now you're getting these deposits or these light spots everywhere. So you really do just need to cleanse your body, bring a lot of oxygen back to your body, and zinc and copper. Zinc and copper work hand in hand with carbon. Remember that your pineal gland produces carbon, or what we call melanin. Your pituitary gland produces pure gold, zinc, and copper. Your liver grounds your brain. All right, blood brings an iron phosphate. Then you have hydrochloric acid that's produced by your stomach. All these elements that I just said actually produces a electrical chemical complex. So you're literally a walking battery. All right. My phone froze. Can you say that one more time? My bro, Hebrew King, man. I've been saying a lot, brother. I don't even know what you're talking about, man. I've been saying a whole lot. Does any of this help with high or low parasitic hair? Yeah, most definitely. So with hair, you have to cleanse out the mucous membrane and the acid from your head. And if you're losing hair on the outside of your head, meaning you're losing hair on the inside of your body due to the nervous system, your hair is an extension of your nervous system. So whenever you have hair problems and you lacking hair, that means you have bad nerves, meaning you've been eating too much sugar and you have too much acidosis. Quit drinking sodas, start drinking a lot of more alkaline water, get on an intercellular cleanse where you can get the lymphatic system moving and filtering through your kidneys, because that's the only way to get rid of acids is through the lymphatic system by way of the kidneys and the skin, and cellular respiration due to sweating. So once you start working on that, work on that nervous system, most definitely get you an intercellular cleanse, some brain nerve, my brain nerve and adrenal tincture or capsules, and get my miracle hair grow. I mean, I grow hair back all the time. No matter if it's alopecia or whatever it is. All right. Faint disease, lack of oxygen. You need to get on my circulatory, it's called the circulatory system high. You need to get on my circulatory system high to get blood circulating through that heart valve and get blood circulating through that brain more, most definitely. And you need to get on my 3 bitters. 3 bitters, 3 bitters, 3 bitters. Most definitely get a hold of them 3 bitters. Zay Bree J. I think I said your name right. I like that name. High blood pressure and diabetes and thyroids. Nope. High blood pressure, again, is due to the lack of hydration, dehydration, which is where the artery walls of your body stiffen up and becomes hard, and then that blood pressure due to the kidneys not filtrating right and the adrenal glands being down, that pressure shoots through them veins and it presses against that artery wall too high, and that's what they call high blood pressure. You need to check your kidney function. You need to get you a renal test too. Show me how them kidneys functioning, and we need to check them adrenals and see what them adrenals doing. Let me know how your energy levels is. If that blood pressure high, that means you're truly burning out them kidneys. So you got to hurry up and get that together, because high blood pressure would destroy the kidneys to the point of no return. So change your diet. Most definitely take away all sodium intake, and you most definitely need to get on an intercellular cleanse and get my blood purifier and get some of, matter of fact, I got a high blood pressure formula on my website. Go buy that. That way you can get my Flor de Manta flowers, which is very good to lower that. What else you had on there? Diabetes, I spoke on diabetes. Fibroids. Fibroids are nothing but tumors inside the reproductive system of a woman, usually in her uterine wall. Whenever you're dealing with fibroids, you're dealing with too much estrogen or progesterone that's being produced by the pituitary gland inside of the woman. So she have pituitary issues. You have to cleanse the body of all acidosis. You have to shrink them tumors, or what they call fibroids or fibroid cysts, and you most definitely have to bring zinc and copper to that pituitary gland to get that gland balancing and functioning properly. She will need my amino acid therapeutic package week 1 and 2. Bro, I need to talk to you. Freddie, you're going to have to hit my website. Where apple cider vinegar regulate your blood sugar and lower blood pressure. Apple cider vinegar will, but apple cider vinegar actually leaves a putrefaction on the cells. So I wouldn't use that too much. I don't recommend it at all because the acidosis ash it leaves behind. But I mean, I'd have seen it truly help. I'm not finna lie on it. It does work. But it just the blowback from it, like chemotherapy work. It shrinks tumors, but then it kill you. So I look at apple cider vinegar like that. All right. Bless you, sir. Enlarged heart. Enlarged heart. Pulmonary. So whenever you're dealing with that, you need to holler at me. You need to book a consultation. I'm working with several people with enlarged hearts right now. Enlarged heart literally means your heart is swelling. It's either swelling from the lack of oxygen or it's swelling from incorrect blood flow. So we need to talk, Miss Gabrielle P. If you can, man. Matter of fact, let me write you down, and I might have a staff member reach out to you in the morning. I need to get your email though too, so I'm gonna hit you up. We ain't gonna play around with no enlarged heart. Give me 1 second. Let me write your name down. Gabrielle P. Gabrielle P. Enlarged heart. Enlarged heart. All right, I'm gonna have a staff member reach you tomorrow by way of Facebook. We're gonna get you together. I talked about loss of skin pigmentation already. Y'all got to go back. What herbs would you recommend? Like I said, berries. Berries, most definitely goji berries, gotu kola, rosemary, cat's claw just to cleanse out the veins, guaco to most definitely get that mucous membrane in order. Cascar sagrande to cleanse out that transverse colon, which is connected to the brain. And I start right there. But you most definitely got to mix it in the compound. But you can really start with my 3 bitters. The 3 bitters. 3 bitters are very good for that. All right. I went to your website and I didn't see the Diabetic Reversal Kit. It's most definitely on there. Go to my website, click on store, and a drop down column is going to drop down. I mean, not click on it, because if you click on it, it's going straight to the store. Hover over the store button, a drop down column will drop down. You're going to click on protocols. When you click on protocols, go to the last protocol, and it's called the Diabetes Reversal Package. All right. All right, y'all. Look, I'm past my time. I love y'all indeed in the truth. I hope this video was very edifying for y'all, but I do got to get out of here. If y'all need to get in contact with me, y'all can hit the emails. It takes a long time for me to respond, so a guaranteed way to talk to Yahki, which is me, y'all. You hit my website and you buy a consultation. My staff members will reach out to you and they will book a date for us to talk, and we can go from there. For the people that I can't contact, I'm very busy. We traveling, we healing thousands and thousands of people at once. And just know it's not only about you. Understand that you're going through things. Understand that you need healing, but it's not all about you. It's a lot of other people that are out here sick, and a lot of people that are more sick than you are sick. It's people that's dealing with cancer, people that's really on their deathbed, y'all. So bear with us. And again, this is not all about you, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I'm only one person, and I'm literally trying to help everybody out. So a lot of people are frustrated with me. I get it. I'll probably be frustrated too. But you can take healings in your matters into your own hand by changing your diet to an all-alkaline diet, increasing your water intake, and most definitely meditation, prayer, and keeping a positive mindset. If you want to get into herbs yourself, again, I mention herbs all the time. You can start on them herbs just doing single teas and stuff like that until you do get a hold or get in contact with me. If you want a definite conversation with me, go on my website, book a consultation, all right? So I love y'all indeed in the truth. And look, in this game and what we doing and everything that I'm trying to do for us in my community, make sure y'all have patience like I have patience with y'all. All right? I love y'all indeed in the truth. Shalom, shalom.